Hey guys, Hotshot Ginger from Anime Podcasters here just taking just a minute or two before the actual episode to tell you guys something you may not know about. Anime Podcasters is actually partners with Anchor, and Anchor separates us into different podcasting apps where you guys can go ahead and find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor just kind of directs you guys over into that areas. And if you want to support us at the podcast, you can go ahead over to Anchor for three different tier memberships: $1 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month, in order to actually go ahead and help us and try to bring more episodes to you. So again, guys, that's anchor.fm/animepodcasters/support, and go ahead and help donate, because please, that actually really does help the podcast and help us get more episodes to you guys more often. So thanks and enjoy the episode. Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. I'm your host, Hotshot Ginger, and with me I have our newest addition to the team, who we actually haven't done just a one-on-one before like this. Murel, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. Swamped with a lot of math homework, but other than that, pretty good.
I feel like that would personally drain me if I'm being completely honest. And Jaden, how are you? Oh, right. He's not here. Wow, this is weird. All right. So, yeah, guys, this is actually a one-on-one episode. It's just me and Murel. Jaden has gone off to live among the elks of Canada. He's followed one. He's joined with the moose. He has become one with them and has lived in a maple tree. I don't know where he is and don't know when he will return. Jaden, we wish the best. God, I'm just pulling every Canada stereotype out, am I?
Hey, it's fine. I'm Canadian as well, and I say go for it.
See, I have Canadian approval. We're fine. It's all good. So, guys, today, me and Murel are actually going to be talking about one of the most, honestly, in my mind, one of the most nostalgic anime properties out there, Pokemon, but not like we've talked about before. You guys have heard us talk about Pokemon games. We're actually going to talk about the first Pokemon movie, Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. And I don't know about you, Murel, but this was a huge part of my childhood, and probably like one of the first times ever as a kid I was jumping up and down to see it at a theater.
Yeah, for me as well, I also grew up with Pokemon as well in all shapes and form. The game, the movies, the TV show. But when I saw the very first movie and stuff like that, when it came out, I've loved it and stuff. And I went back to seeing it and stuff like that. And I ended up going and getting the extended edition. And there was one part of it that I didn't remember from the theater release, which was the dream sequence. Did you see that dream sequence?
That's what I was talking about, because I was going over our notes a little bit here before the episode. Mm-hmm. I don't remember anything that you wrote down.
Yikes.
Well, okay. I know what you wrote down, but I don't know what it actually is that you wrote down, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So, could you elaborate those points for me? Like the dream sequence, like what actually was that?
Like the dream sequence of when the doctor is cloning Mew's essence, right?
Right.
Let's call them the droppings of Mew, because Mew is not dead, right?
Right.
They were calling it fossils, but really it was probably stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like when
it's probably
the doctor
leavings of Mew.
The leavings. But like when the doctor was busy cloning and got Mew and stuff like that, there were 3 other Pokemon: Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. But also the essence, literally a light essence of the doctor's daughter named Amber.
I'm sorry, the essence of his daughter?
Yes, the essence of his daughter, because it's not the body, it's literally a light.
Okay.
A light.
Don't get me wrong, this is anime anyway, and Pokemon especially, it's weird. But
oh yeah, it is.
What does the life or the light of a doctor's daughter have to do with Mewtwo?
Well, it's because like when Mewtwo is born and it's in this dream hyper state kind of thing, right? The daughter talks to Mewtwo through some sort of telepathic kind of like signal. Kind of like what Mew does with everyone that he talks to and stuff, right?
Right.
But she's like, oh, I didn't know that Pokemon can talk to humans, to people like me. And then he's like, Pokemon? Humans? What are they? And she's like, oh, it doesn't matter if you think of yourself as a Pokemon or a human. It doesn't matter to me. It's kind of like Amber was kind of giving him kind of like a sense of idea, a sense of worth, a sense of
like sense of starting in the world, basically.
Sense of starting in the world, yes.
Welcome to the world. Here's your starter kit. Pokemon are this, human are this. It doesn't matter what you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you are. It's all the same to me. But like all the clones ended up dying, passing on, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And the doctor did end up messing up with Mewtwo's mind by making Mewtwo forget all of that. And because of the doctor making him forget all of that, right?
Right.
And starts to put him down this path where Mewtwo starts to hate all humans and thinks that Pokemon shouldn't be put through this hell of fighting and stuff.
Cut to about an hour into the movie, and we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm not gonna lie, that just makes this movie even more batshit more confusing than it already is.
Hey, it is. When I went and saw it, I'm like, wait, is this the same movie or what?
Yeah, it's a little bit different when you see like the original and then like just jump into a special release version or an extended version. It kind of messes with you a little bit. So the other night when I was rewatching this, I realized how many similarities there were between Mewtwo and Shadow the Hedgehog. And hearing you talk about the daughter and giving Mewtwo like a sense of start or like a sense of purpose and being just further staples that, because now I'm seeing the daughter as Maria and Mewtwo as Shadow the Hedgehog. It's even more just I got to tell my friends about this after we get off, because they're not going to believe me.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to go on to one of the first topics. What do you have in mind?
We can talk about the whole thing of the Team Rocket part.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to talk about this with someone for a long time, because growing up, no one had any idea. My parents, no idea. Kyo, no idea. Why in the hell did Team Rocket show up to get the trio to the island? I know why on that. Like, that's not the confusing part. But why did they do it as Vikings? Like, out of everything else, why Vikings? Like, standard pirates weren't good enough?
I have no clue. They could have just went and tried to beat other trainers and been like, hey, we have this boat. Do you want to come with us? And
yeah, or like, something.
They ended up becoming Vikings for some odd reason.
I think Jesse just wanted to pull off like a Norse accent. We want to get to Balkanuga. Or I just don't know why.
That's Norwegian kind of thing. But
Norwegian. I don't know dialects or like regions or anything like that of the sort. But it just threw me for a loop just seeing Jesse, James, and Meowth all in Viking armor. And even further, when they all get hit by a big wave, their costumes in their entirety are washed off and they're just in their Team Rocket stuff.
I know, right? That was a lot of clothing that they were wearing during that time.
It's like, this could have been so much easier for you to do if you were just trainers or something. You didn't have to go Viking. I enjoy that you did, but this is a dramatic moment and you're dressed as Vikings. I'm a little distracted.
Well, also, plus, do you remember what was it? Brock or Missy? Oh, I think that they're from Minnesota.
That was Ash, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ash. And it's like
Brock commented like, I didn't know Vikings were still around, and then Ash just immediately goes, they mostly live in Minnesota.
And it's like, so what, are we part of their universe now?
I guess. I mean, they live in Japan, so, and he goes to Hawaii later in the Alola region. Like, Alola is Hawaii. There's no way it can't be.
There's no doubt about it.
But the fact that the regions are called different names and then Minnesota is just bluntly name dropped. Honestly, it makes me want to like visit Minnesota and see if there are Vikings there.
Yeah, I wouldn't step a foot in Minnesota. Well, for one, Vikings are mostly where the water is. There's no water. Yeah. There's no
water in Minnesota.
Water mass over in Minnesota. So,
because I think Minnesota is a waterlocked state or a landlocked state, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. God, I live in the States, you live in Canada, and you know that better than me.
Yep.
Like, I know a lot about certain things. My own country is not one of them. Let's just word it like that.
Hey, I feel the same way over here as well. A lot of times.
Like, I'll just drop the stereotypes and like, what are you talking about? Maple syrup? What the hell?
Maple syrup, eh? All right. Who really arranged the creation for Mewtwo, and what did they want it for, and stuff like that? So, like, I know that Giovanni wanted Mewtwo, but there has to be someone above Giovanni that basically told, like, Giovanni, right, to make Mewtwo.
I really don't believe that. I don't believe that because I don't believe anyone is above Giovanni. Because, like, Giovanni is, like, the baddest of bad that we know of for a really long time. Even in, like, multiple versions of Pokemon, he's still, like, the biggest bad guy, aside from
true
god of that region.
True. But, like...
And I mean, Giovanni mainly wanted Mewtwo for the power. Like, he wanted the world's strongest Pokemon so he could have him under his thumb,
or to finally
have the power and the control, or to finally beat Ash. He's like, yeah, I need to beat this 10-year-old boy, and I need something that can literally blow up an entire city block in order to do this. And my fire-breathing dragon is not enough to do it.
No, because he has his own fire-breathing dragon.
He has his own fire-breathing dragon. I have a water dragon, and that still didn't do it. He beat me with an electric mouse.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I can see where the theory comes from that maybe someone above Giovanni ordered Giovanni to have this made, but I don't believe that. I think it was just Giovanni's lust for power to commission, basically, scientists to have Mewtwo made so we had the world's most perfect Pokemon.
True.
So that's just my 2 cents. Honestly, there could be a whole different way of answering this. As far as we know, maybe it was Nurse Joy. She just wanted Mewtwo.
Well,
like,
probably.
She wanted Mewtwo to stand out from the rest of Nurse Joy's. She wanted to be different, and she did it with this.
Well, who knows? That could have been an ultimate twist to the movie.
Nurse Joy was the real mastermind behind all of this. She was just sick of everyone using the Pokemon Center just for like 5 seconds and not even saying hi.
Oh,
just
God.
Every player in the world just going, yes, ding, 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 ding. Okay, bye. Not even saying hi, not even saying thank you. She was just tired of it.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Can't really say I blame her on that.
Going to one of the other topics is the doctor's messed up views to trying to bring his daughter, aka Amber, back. It's in a lot of movies, it's really messed up when you try to play God kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And the doctor, when he lost his daughter, his wife found him with the essence of her that has her brain waves and stuff like that. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "This is our daughter. It has the same brain waves." And she's just like, "No, she's dead. You gotta like come to terms and everything else," right? And
again, you're on your own on this because this is the extended version stuff. I've never seen or heard of any of this.
Yeah. But like it's just messed up because like him doing all this research and cloning and all this other stuff made him get noticed by Giovanni. And getting noticed by Giovanni, and finding the excrements of Mew, basically then created Mewtwo, right?
Right.
So, but like the thing is that like he wasn't able to bring his daughter back, but he brought back Mewtwo. Like he brought Mewtwo into the universe.
Oh God, he brought back his daughter in her rebellious phase.
Oh, if only that would have been funny. And then
Well, I mean, kinda, because the second Mewtwo wakes up, he kills everybody.
That too.
What's more rebellious than murder?
But also, plus, like, I do have like a little theory to maybe put around your head, kind of like for this, like the daughter and stuff like that. What if the brainwaves intertwined with Mewtwo's? So that's why he does end up having kind of like a soul or something like that near the end, because he starts to remember, starts to feel more passionate, and starts to forgive and stuff like that, right? And honestly, ends up going with Mew. So like during like you could say is that like part of her lives within Mewtwo. You
could. I'm not gonna, but you could, because I believe every Pokemon can come to terms with that themselves. Like take Charmander for instance. When we first found
Meowth.
Charmander,
or Meowth, because Meowth can actually talk.
Yeah, and Meowth doesn't have a dead kid's soul in him, as far as I know. So he could. He very well could, but I don't think he does. And that's just my 2 cents. As far as I know, maybe a child sacrifice is needed for your Pokemon to have a soul. But Pikachu has passion, has empathy for like whatever he takes down. Like Pikachu stood up to Mewtwo because he enjoys being with Ash and just saying, you're wrong, there's a different way to do this kind of thing.
True.
And that's the same way that Mew was doing it, because Mew is childish, Mew is playful, and was just making Mewtwo see a different way of looking at things other than I'm going to drown the entire world. So that's just how I think it. I think any Pokemon can grow empathetic and have a soul and that kind of thing. I don't think a dead child's soul is needed in this story.
Well, that's just my own opinion around
of course.
The extended version and stuff like that, right? So...
If I saw the extended version, I very well may change my opinion. But as far as I am now, that's where I stand.
Yeah. All right, one of your points.
All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and I want to talk a little bit about the nostalgia factor for this, because I mean we briefly talked about it like in the opening of the episode. But was this actually your very first? It probably was, because you saw this movie in theaters, right? This is your first ever Pokemon movie?
I did see it in theaters, but also as soon as it came out on DVD and stuff like that, I went and completely just bought it and saw it multiple times over and over again.
Yeah, I rewound the tape so many times. Yeah, I had it on VHS, so I've watched that tape so many times that it wore out. It was just something special, something that you loved so much as a kid, like whether it was the show or whether it was the game, just got its own full-length feature film. And you could see it on a big ass screen after charging you like $24 a ticket. And I can say that I'm an ex-movie theater employee, but it's there's just something heartwarming and nostalgic and almost like prideful, I guess, for lack of a better word. Just seeing something that you've been enjoying for years finally make it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, because like going back to nostalgia and stuff like that. Whenever the Yu-Gi-Oh, remember those few Yu-Gi-Oh movies that came out, right? Though I always went and saw them because I always loved Yu-Gi-Oh and like just nostalgia and stuff like that. I love going back to watching, like, remember the TV show Martin Mystery?
Marching Mystery?
No, Martin Mystery.
I don't remember that at all. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just that's also one of those old TV shows and stuff like that I watched as a kid. And then remember, like, you know, the Mandela effect, where like you won't remember it as when you first saw it
as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of went like that, because I couldn't remember the name until I was talking to someone and they mentioned it, and then I quickly went and got it just because
you remembered it.
Yeah,
right?
I remembered it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch it again because I couldn't remember it. It was sort of like you know when your mind goes blank and you couldn't remember anything of it.
Yeah.
But you do have memories of it.
Yeah.
So it's
but
kind
they're
of
vague and you don't really know or recall like anything about it. You just know that you know it.
Oh yeah. That's like literally was what happened for that TV show. And like nostalgia and stuff like that. It's a wonderful thing just going back, watching the movies and TV shows that you watched as a kid, playing some of the games and stuff like that, either on emulators or on-hand copies of the games.
I actually
wonderful.
I actually experienced that a lot with Pokemon the first movie, because I watched it a lot as a kid, but then like growing up, like going through high school, I didn't really have my hands on a lot of Pokemon stuff because I didn't get a lot of that kind of stuff growing up. But when I finally got like my own copy of Pokemon the first movie again, I kept it. I didn't rewatch it and just had it on a shelf. It wasn't really until I got ready to move out of my parents' place, packing up boxes, that I came across it again and rewatched it, because I knew how much I loved it as a kid. And just rewatching it there for the first time, or for the second time really, it just reignited all those feelings, like towards Pokemon, towards some of these characters, towards especially this story. That, I mean, you've seen some of my Pokemon stuff that I have these days.
Oh yeah.
Like I have the Pokemon Ball controller for Let's Go. I have almost every game that's come out. We went to Build-A-Bear like like 3 weeks ago or something like that, I have an Eevee that I made.
Ooh.
Like it's gotten a little out of hand, but I feel like a lot of it is because of how much I love that movie and love that show, and I've just continued to love that franchise. And I want to believe it's the first movie that reignited that after watching it for so many years, or having not watched it for so many years.
Yeah, of course. All right. What if Mewtwo stayed with Giovanni? Like, what would have happened if Mewtwo didn't leave Giovanni?
I almost think he would have won. Like, he would have succeeded in drowning the world. Because Giovanni isn't in this for like I want to be the best Pokemon leader or gym leader ever. He wants to basically be king of the world. So, and I think with Mewtwo as his Pokemon, like, if he controlled Mewtwo as easily as a skilled trainer controls a Pokemon, I really don't think he would have an issue taking anything down.
All right, well, that's it for that topic.
Well, I mean, what do you? I mean, what do you think? Is that what you think too?
I think that with Mewtwo, you can easily be the beast, the ruler of the whole entire Pokemon universe.
Yeah,
like all the other legendaries and gods be done for. Mewtwo is literally the newest essential god of the whole entire Pokemon universe.
Yeah,
especially at his like phase, right, of where he's berserk and he has like no control over his own power.
Yeah. When I was rewatching this, I was actually rewatching it with Yuki. Long-term listeners of the podcast know who that is. And she brought up Arceus, like, against Mewtwo. And I just smacked that immediately down. I'm like, Mewtwo would cream Arceus. Arceus is really not that strong when you look at it. Like, he is the god of Pokemon. Yeah, but he's not Mewtwo.
Nope.
Mewtwo would win.
Even just look at Mew. Like, yeah, Mew's playful. Yeah. But Mewtwo was able to hold up his own against Mewtwo.
Yeah. Mew is still to this day my favorite legendary, and probably because of how playful she is. I've always called Mew a girl. I don't know why. It might just be because Mew's pink and that's where my child brain went and that's where it stayed. But like, Mew, very playful, but when shit gets real with Mew.
Oh, yeah.
And she will lay you down to the ground.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, as far as Mewtwo staying with Giovanni, Giovanni wins the world. He just wins. Yeah. I don't think anything could really take him down, because in the movie, we never saw anyone even get a hit on Mewtwo except for Mew. So, like, maybe if Mew partnered with a trainer,
Ash.
Yeah.
Up to punch him in the stomach.
Yeah, it just the cojones on this kid. Just
yes.
He comes back seeing all these Pokemon cloned against their will and breaking all of them free, hearing that Mewtwo wants to drown the world to give it a second start for his perfect clone Pokemon. And the first thing he does, instead of like saying Charizard Flamethrower to everyone, is run up to Mewtwo and just try to punch him. Like, it's incredibly stupid, because earlier, like 30 minutes earlier, we saw Mewtwo lift a Rhyhorn and throw him across the table, or a Gyarados, and here's Ash just going, "I'ma punch him." What the hell did you think was gonna happen, Ketchum? What the hell did you think was gonna happen?
I was actually laughing during that part. I'm like, what the heck?
I honestly was too when I first saw it. I was like, you dumbass. But there is that small child part of me that just was cheering Ash on, like, yeah, get him. Like Ash was the hero in the moment because he's standing up for everybody.
Oh yeah.
But adult me is just like, you stupid mother.
Yeah, basically.
Because basically, he tried punching him once, or not once, but twice. And then twice was when Mewtwo said, yeah, okay, enough of this, and just threw him into the ceiling.
Yep. And then that's when Mew stepped in and it's like, nope.
Minorly annoyed.
Yep.
But still one of, if not the most, one of the most standout moments in that movie, just because of how stupid and or iconic it was, of just Ash trying to punch Mewtwo.
You know, it's like, why would you even try to like hit one of the Pokemon that, like, any Pokemon can easily like kill any human?
Yeah.
And Ash keeps on going up to them and saying, I'm gonna punch you, I'm gonna touch you, poke poke. joke. Like literally, like Pikachu could easily kill him when they first met.
I'ma catch it. Wing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's a whole thing.
Yes. All right. So.
All right. That's another iconic part of the movie is the clones versus the actual Pokemon and just that song playing.
Yes. So, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, favorite Pokemon. From this movie and stuff. From this generation.
Okay. Oh God, Kanto. Fine. Okay. This answer changes probably every single time. I'm really prone to Eevee and the Eevee evolutions. So like Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon. I really like Pikachu and Raichu. It probably is going to be Eevee and Eevee's evolutions from Kanto. Because honestly, Eevee is just too adorable not to pick. And that's probably why I have an Eevee just chilling in a box just behind me. She's just sitting in a Pokemon shirt and she has a voice box. It's lovely. It's cute.
Aww.
And I love the fact that with Eevee, like if I'm going further into it, can evolve into literally almost any type. Like you can choose what kind of trainer you want to be with an Eevee. But meanwhile, if I catch Pikachu, I'm just stuck with an electric rat.
Yeah, that is true.
I love the electric rat, but I have to be sure I want to be an electric rat trainer.
Yes.
Eevee I can just choose later on and it's fine.
Yeah, I feel the same thing about Eevee and stuff like that. But I've always loved what's Skitty? Skitty.
Skitty wasn't Kanto, no.
No, Skitty is Johto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be the same about Eevee and stuff like that, because like Eevee could be like literally any other type and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like you can basically like set up a whole team at that point of just Eevee evolutions.
Oh, I've done
just
it.
Be an Eevee trainer.
I have played through Sword and Shield so many times with just Eevee teams. It's great. But even though she's not in this gen, I want to go back here for a sec. Skitty is your favorite Pokemon?
Yes. Skitty's my favorite Pokemon.
Okay.
Just because, like, back when I played Johto and stuff like that, I always named Skitty after my previous cat, Mocha, and stuff.
Okay.
And it just, Skitty just stayed with me in my mind as being one of my favorite Pokemons from any version. Sadly, I cannot get him in Sword and Shield, sadly.
For right now, you might be able to in Scarlet and Violet when it comes out.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Yeah. It just threw me for a loop. I've never met anyone whose favorite Pokemon is actually Skitty.
Well, now you have.
So, like, Skitty's cute. I was just surprised.
All right. What if Mewtwo had won? Like, won his battle? What if he won with his clones against Ash and the other trainers and their Pokemon? What if he won?
Yeah. So, like, let's say he beat Mew, or like Mew never came to intervene or anything like that, and Mewtwo and his clones just crushed Ash and standard Pokemon like they said they were gonna. It's honestly, if he actually did carry out his threats and flooded the world aside from the clone Pokemon there, I really don't know what else he would do, because the world would be flooded and like eventually dried out and everything. Would he go back and look for like corpses or remains of former Pokemon and reclone them and just repopulate the world with clone Pokemon, and that's it? They'd wander the earth, like kind of like dinosaur times, but with Pokemon.
Well,
because that's where my mind goes. Like he actually does reset the world, but he would need his lab rebuilt in order to actually clone the other 100 and some odd Pokemon that didn't get cloned before the island exploded.
Yeah, true. But also, plus, remember, he's the one that built the new cloning facility, right?
Right. So he actually could do it.
So he could do it.
Unless he had Nurse Joy do it.
Well,
which,
Nurse Joy
he was still in control.
But he was still in control. So he was telling her what to do, because Nurse Joy probably doesn't know how to clone.
He was still in charge of everything. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, maybe he just needs a Ditto. Maybe he just needs to find a Ditto, and these Pokemon just have themselves a good old time. And there you go, Pokemon repopulated.
Well, he could have been a Ditto, because remember, Dittos are messed up clone versions of Mew.
Yeah, because they have every Pokemon DNA.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little bit of Ditto in him.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about too far about that aspect though, because then that just goes into a dark place very quickly.
Oh yeah. You got a friend in me.
Yeah, no, we're well, Jaden's not.
Hey, yes. All right. So Mewtwo's dream state of of him growing up sets up the theme of the whole movie, because when we at least during the extended version, he is basically like a kid in a sense, coming into this world, having a friend and Pokemon there, and being all playful, just learning of what to do and what not to do and stuff, right?
Right.
But then when they pass on or aka you could say grow up, right?
Right.
His mind gets wiped by the doctor to the point where he is an adult. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what's right and wrong. He doesn't know a lot of stuff. And
because the doctors didn't really care about that.
Yeah,
they just cared about making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
Yeah, of course they didn't care at all. But that sets up the theme of the movie, because, well, more in reverse, because when he blows up the island, he's basically going in reverse, because when he is with Mew, the clone Pokemon, going off and stuff like that, right? That's him going back to the same state that he was, with knowing what to do and what not to do, having friends who are there to talk to him and stuff like that, right?
Right.
It's setting up the theme of the movie, but going in reverse. That's what I'm basically trying to get at.
Okay. Well, because in the standard version, at least, so Mewtwo starts waking up and people are talking outside. It's just the scientists and everything. And even after the vial explodes, everyone just doesn't care that Mewtwo just exaggerated that much power. They're just congratulating each other, not even paying any attention to him. It's like a kid just sitting alone on a bus stop or something like that, and adults just talking about their day and not paying any mind or attention or anything like that. They do not care about you. You were just a thing to them. And that's, to me at least, that's why Mewtwo started hating humans in the first place, was because humans only saw him as a tool or an accomplishment or something to use, and not an equal or anything like that. Hell, even the trainers, when they came to New Island, were just a Pokemon can't be a Pokemon trainer. But that just immediately gets slapped down after it's revealed that he's controlling Nurse Joy. It's yeah.
That's true.
It's okay, I don't really care that you're a Pokemon now. You're terrifying. I'm going to try and catch you and everything else to a Pokemon, but you're a genuine threat.
Well, what you can say is that he is a human trainer.
Yeah. So he's a human trainer. So Ash sends in Charizard. He sends in Nurse Joy. Who's going to win?
Well, who knows? Who knows what kind of special abilities Nurse Joy has?
Yeah, Nurse Joy attack. She calls in all the other Nurse Joys from all the other regions. It just builds a wall of joy.
Oh my god, wall of joy.
Yeah, there you go. And with with Mew coming in and talking to Mewtwo at the end, and opens his heart and sees the empathy and seeing how, when the clones are fighting the normal Pokemon, there's no sense to the fighting. They're just fighting to fight.
Yes.
They fight to get closer and they fight to bond with their trainers, but this is just brawling.
Yeah,
a bar brawl, and there's no point to it.
A royale.
Yeah. And they're getting exhausted and almost to the death and everything like that. And Ash does die. So
hey, that goes to a thought of this on this theory and stuff like that. Because I thought about this a lot while watching the last part of it.
And I know the theory because it's been a very popular theory, especially in the Pokemon fan base in general.
Yes, yes.
Go ahead.
But do you think when Ash dies during the during the last part of the movie and stuff, that he did go to heaven, where he continues his dream to become a Pokemon master, since it's what he loved to do? He loved doing it when he was alive, so that's why he never ages and will never actually finish his journey, because he keeps on going to all these different regions and stuff, right? So like,
Right.
and he doesn't really become a master in any region. He
Honestly,
when he finishes whatever the Elite Fours and stuff, right? He just moves
Right.
on to the next region, and Pikachu goes back down to like level let's say level 5. He gets a huge power decrease. We don't really until he's like closer to the end of every region. We start seeing his old Pokemon. Like a few times we saw Charizard back in the universe, like his original Charizard and so forth, right?
Right.
Like what are your thoughts about him going to heaven? And because he's in heaven, he continues his dream of becoming a Pokemon master.
I'll be honest, I would back this theory up 100% if it wasn't for Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Journeys. Because the opening for Journeys shows Ash back home in Pallet Town, and it's panning over a whole bunch of like replica and a whole bunch of memories from adventures past. Like, even though he doesn't take anything from any of them, but I digress, it's still showing that all those adventures have happened. And in Sun and Moon, at the end of everything, Professor Kukui starts making a Pokemon League for the Alola region, and Ash becomes champion. So, like, technically he is the master of a region, and that actually does come back in Pokemon Journeys. But like the fact that he doesn't age and everything like that, yeah, I don't really know another way to explain that other than he did die, and this is just him living next lives. But there's also rumors going around that in the next Pokemon series going on, like not Journeys, after Journeys is over, Ash won't be the main character anymore. So I could be remembering that wrong. I told Yuki the same thing last night, but if memory serves, they're starting a whole new character and a whole new journey.
That'd be kind of sort of sad seeing him go. But
a little bit, yeah.
I do remember.
I honestly thought he was going to go after Sun and Moon, because he had finally become a Pokemon champion. And that was the first time it happened. Even when it happened, everyone on Twitter and on internet in general just exploded. Like, after 10 years, our boy finally got a W.
Yeah. But also, plus, like, if they're just doing this now, they actually had the thought about that when he dies in this movie and stuff. They were
that it was going to be someone else.
No, yeah, that they were going to like set up someone else for the story and stuff like that, and replace Ash, kind of thing. And I do remember them saying is that like they were actually going to have the movie stop off there and have someone else take on the role of being Pikachu's trainer.
Okay, that's
and stuff.
Yeah, that feels like it'd be a little much.
Yeah, no, like
I feel like if Pokemon the first movie came out today, I feel like that actually would be a direction they could take, because kids cartoons today go a lot more like permanent with a lot of their choices that their characters make.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just like immediately backpedaling, like, oh, just brought back by the tears of friends. And just didn't want to do that back then, because let's be real, when we were a kid, we didn't want to see Ash die. But like kids today have seen characters that they've grown close with in shows, like not the main character, mind you, but like other side characters that they've gotten attached to, either having left or having died or just something else horrible having happened to them. So that's what I believe. I believe if this came out today, we would have actually seen Ash die in that movie.
That is true. I just love it of how like they had to Ash go on for this long, and adults like us, we've grown up with Ash as being the face of Pokemon and stuff, right?
Yeah, and
it will be a sad day when we see him gone.
And I full-heartedly believe that, like, even though a lot of the fans are like, please just let him achieve his dream, or like, please let him die, or like something, it's still gonna hurt to see him go. Like, when Naruto finally became Hokage, I was thrilled for him, but at the same time, I'm like, oh wait, he did it, now what? And then we got Boruto. Oh, yay. Oh god, we're gonna get like Ash's and Misty's kid in the next one, aren't we? Oh god.
Well, we could.
Or we could get someone entirely different, not having to do anything with the main cast.
Come
on, it's
Gary's
an option.
Kid.
No, I don't want anything to do with Gary. No.
Well, do you remember that we saw him in like the part of this movie where he was battling against Mewtwo?
Yeah, he was there for a very split second.
I'm like,
but
ha!
yeah, that was undeniably it, Gary.
I was just laughing at him like, ha ha ha, you lost.
That's kind of what I did too, because I'm like, Gary's a dick, so don't really care.
And I'm pretty sure that like after like he went up against that, he probably tried to like log Mewtwo, but it didn't come up. So he probably could have called like, "Hey Oak, yeah, we have a problem," or "Hey Gramps, I need help."
I don't think Gary is that responsible, just saying, hey, I discovered a new Pokemon. He's not gonna care. He's going to want to battle it or catch it. He doesn't record it, and he doesn't report back to Oak. Ash does that.
Well,
because Ash is a responsible trainer when it comes to filling out the Pokedex.
So what are you saying? He's a responsible adult?
No, because he's a 10-year-old child.
Well, what you could also say is that he could be like he could have like the mindset of an adult, even being in a body of a child.
I mean, he could, but I don't want to give Gary Oak any credit here, okay?
I know.
So that's what I'm setting on.
Alrighty, all right.
And with that, I think that just about wraps us up for the day. If you want to go ahead and give closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts is that
down.
I've loved Pokemon as a whole. I've loved all the Pokemon movies. I wish I could 1v1 you right now, but I can't. But yeah, that's what it for me. What about you?
Okay. Honestly, the same. Pokemon, like I said earlier on, Pokemon the first movie probably reignited my love of Pokemon in my later on adult life. But like Pokemon as a franchise, be it the movies, the shows, the games, the card games, the plushies, the merchandise, it is a huge part of my life. And I love every time I boot it up in any regard. And I feel like a large part of that is because of this movie. And I love this movie probably the most out of all the movies that have come out from it. And I'm not just saying that because it's the one I've most recently watched. I do genuinely believe it is the favorite one. It is the only one that has Pikachu's Vacation, so that also has that going for it.
All right, so Hotshot, where can people find you?
All right, guys, you can go ahead and find me right here. I am back on Anime Podcasters, so you guys can find me right here on the podcast, be it Spotify, YouTube, wherever you guys are listening. You guys can find me over on my channel on YouTube, Hotshot Ginger, and over on Twitch, where I have taken quite a bit of a hiatus, I will admit. But I will be back soon, getting back to Let's Plays and joining you guys in the community and just hanging out with you. So, Murel, how about you?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and also a Reddit under Murel Koval, and for Twitter under Runes Michael. All the links will be in the description below. And that's about it.
All right, guys. And with that being said, that wraps us up. So if you'll excuse me, I got to get back to catching them all. There is over 900 of them.
Over 9,000 almost. Well,
I swear to God, the day they have over 9,000 Pokemon, I will either die a happy man or I will give up.
Yeah, just give up trying to catch them all.
I'll just be missing one. Just one. All right. Bye, guys.
See you guys.